Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Google Classroom, grading student work and how to manage that and get the most bang for your buck. So we're going to be talking today about the best ways to grade student work, how you hand it back, adding comments, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you now. If you have questions, Daniel is on the chat window, so feel free to ask away and we will get started. You should be able to see my screen now, and we're looking at a Google class that I have. And we're looking at the stream here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the Classwork tab, and this is going to allow me to take a look at the assignments and things that I have assigned to my students. So if I click on the View Assignment button here, which is underneath every assignment that you create for your students, I'm able to see a quick snapshot, so I can see all of my students here in my class, and now I can see each assignment that has been turned in, and it gives me a quick view here of how many are turned in, how many have been assigned, and then how many I have graded. And I have the drop-down menu here if I wanted to sort this out, so I can see just who's handed it in, just who it's been assigned to, and who I have already graded. I'm going to go ahead and click on this first assignment here, and we'll take a look at what it looks like when you're actually grading the assignment instead of just the dashboard here. You can see I can enter points in here for a particular student if I already know what they got, but I am going to close this window out and dive right in. So this is a fairly new update with Google Classroom, and this is their new grading platform to grade assignments. So I can see the student's work here has their name, tells me it's turned in, and I have some basic tools here. When I open something up to grade, it's automatically in suggesting mode, and of course I can add comments or suggestions. I can toggle between my students here by using the arrows or the drop-down menu here. So either way gets me the same access. If I wanted to add some suggestions in here for the students, I can place my cursor in any place and start typing. And as soon as I start typing, you see it's been highlighted in green, and it's going to make the suggestion to, in this case, type main with a lowercase letter as opposed to an uppercase letter. And as soon as I click away, this has been added, and my typing has been added in green so the students will know. If I want to add a comment, I can do that as well. If I click in my text here, I have my comment button, or I can use the shortcut here, which is Control-Alt-M. And as long as I have my cursor placed in, I can do Control-Alt-M and my comment window pops up. Now I can type in a comment here directly to the student, or I can use a comment bank, which is something fairly new. So I have a comment bank over here. I can add in comments, and these stay across my classes. So these are not comments I'm going to have to add for every single assignment. They stay in here. It's a bank that's available. And I can click in here and add whatever comment I'd like. I can say, don't forget the date. And now this comment will be available to me here. Now, when I am typing a comment to my student, I'm going to use the shortcut Control-Alt-M. Let's come back out of here so I can do Control-Alt-M. My comment pops up. Now I can either click on my comment bank and copy and paste over, but even easier than that in here, if I type in the hashtag symbol here, it's going to show all of the comments that I have added. So I can add this in here, comment, and now that's been added for my student. So that's a quick and easy way to get comments in here. Control-Alt-M opens the window. And then if I do hashtag, it brings my comments in here. So it's quick and easy to get added in and add that to my student work. I can enter a grade here. Now, if I like grading on a rubric score, I can change my points by the menu here. Click on Change Total Points, and I can change this to 4. And you can see now the student scored 4 out of 4. I can add a private comment here. And this will be, as soon as I hand this back to the student, they'll be able to see my private comment. If I don't return this to the student, they will not have access and be able to view the private comments that I'm typing here. So I can post this for the student. And the next thing I can do is return this to the student. So I can hit this return button, and they're going to get an email that says your teacher has returned this work. It's going to have their score, the comments, and they'll be able to make any modifications if need be, or make any changes. One thing that's nice about handing in assignments in Google Classroom is that as soon as the assignment has been turned in, it freezes the document. So the students cannot go in and edit or make any changes once the assignment has been handed in. Now, once I return it, the student will be able to make edits and changes as necessary, and then they can hand it back in if they needed to make those revisions. So I'm going to cancel out of here. If I come back over onto my other tab of the classroom here, I can wait to grade all of my assignments first. And then if I check this box here, I can return them to all of my students at one time. I also can send them an email, and I can select all or select, one or two students to send them a message, and then they'll be getting an email notification of that. So now the next question is, I've graded my work. How do I get this information in a useful way so I can put it into Q Gradebook? And that's very simple. If I come over to the settings here on the far right-hand side, I'm able to copy all the grades to a Google Sheet. I can download it as a CSV file, or download just these grades as a CSV file. So this would be for this particular assignment, where these first two are for all assignments that I have given my students. So I probably would wait until the end of the grading period, or right before the end of the grading period, and I've graded all the work, graded everything that's been returned and then turned back in, and then do one download and put that information into the gradebook system. Once this is done, I can return back to my class here and assign another assignment. If I needed a quick refresher of what it was I was asking the students to do, if I come to instructions here, this is going to show me the instructions that the students were to look at prior to doing the assignment, and this will refresh my memory. If I needed to make any edits, I could do that here under the More menu. And this is how you would manage and grade assignments in Google Classroom. We thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Daniel or myself, and we would be more than happy to walk you through this process again, or answer any other questions that you might have. Please tune in next week for a Google Classroom Q&A session, and that will be at 3:00 p.m. Thanks, and have a great afternoon.